The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare.
So the play starts with a prologue. If you've read novels, you know what a prologue is. It's that kind of pre-story, prehistory, kind of background knowledge that you might need to know, or a backstory you need to know. And it says, enter chorus. Whenever you see these italicized words, those are called stage directions. They direct the actors. So a chorus is a character in drama that shows up to give plot, to give narration, almost like a narrator, actually. And here's the prologue. It's just 14 lines, so I'll let it play, and then we'll talk about it after it's done playing.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Okay, so first let's look at the structure here. You'll notice that there's 14 lines. Okay, let's look at the way this rhymes. Dignity, mutiny, scene, clean, foes, throws, life, strife, love, remove. That used to rhyme. It was Louvre, remove, rage, stage, attend, mend. If you've ever been in high school English class, you know this. This is a sonnet. Yeah, Shakespeare starts this play with a sonnet. 14 lines, quatrain, 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 rhyme and couplet. Something I heard a scholar say, that the way the meter with the rhymes and the sound devices together, that's the soundtrack. That sets the listening tone for the play. Now, let's actually break this down. Two households, both alike in dignity. Now, when we say households, we don't mean two buildings, two houses. We mean two families. Think of this like the Mafia. Think of this like Game of Thrones. Think of this often as two gangs. That's sometimes what it's portrayed as. Two clans, two tribes, both alike in dignity, respect, repute. In fair Verona, what we are seeing, this takes place in Verona. Verona is a city in Italy. That's really not very important. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny. There is ancient grudge. Ancient is old. Grudge is like a fight, bad blood. Ancient grudge to new mutiny, to new violence. Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. So there's a little bit of a pun there. Civil both means like the people, civilians, and civil can also mean like civilized, acting respectably. So the makes hands unclean, stains hands with blood. The people's hands, the people stain their own hands. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes. So some nice alliteration there with the F sound. Loins, those are your reproductive regions of these two foes. So from the loins, the reproductive regions of these two foes, so their children, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. This is maybe the most famous line in Shakespeare, top 5, top 10. So it actually tells us the whole plot. Spoiler alert, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. So he says star-crossed. Stars mean heaven, fate, destiny, horoscope, constellations, all that stuff. Whenever he talks about stars, that's what Shakespeare means. They take their life, they commit suicide. He's told us up front that this is what's going to happen. And it's star-crossed. Destiny brought them together, made them cross. Now, he just told us the whole play. I guess we can end it here. Well, he tells us what's going to happen. And when it happens, we're still going to feel powerfully sad. And that's how good Shakespeare is at his craft. But let's continue. Produce overthrows, doth with their death bury their parents' strife. Their death will bury their parents' strife, the warring families. The only thing that can end their parents' rage is their death. That's the only thing that ends this feud. Now, the 2 hours traffic of our stage, it will take 2 hours to perform this. He is actually wrong. It takes longer than that. And we'll do our best to make it realistic, make it work. And that's it. That's the whole prologue. Now let's get to the play.